Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and to another video where I'm currently stood in England, but if I take just a few steps over to my right, I am now in Wales. This is the fascinating story of Chester Football Club. Albert, General Manager here at Chester Football Club. I believe where we're stood right now, we are exactly on the border between England and Wales. Could you tell me a bit how that's affected the club?
Particularly in COVID time, it probably did cause a little bit of havoc for us. There's some elements that are quite complicated but equally quite unique about this football club. Certain licences are in Cheshire West name, they're in Flintshire name. Certain projects that we work on, we have to liaise with different councils. It could be one side, it could be the other, it could be both. So yeah, it can be challenging for us, but equally, you know, we embrace a lot of the challenges at this football club, particularly being a fan-owned club. You know, there's always challenges that we need to look at, but the people that are here, myself, the volunteers, the staff, we all embrace these challenges. But yeah, as I say, the sort of the times in COVID, we had a few issues around the border. It's very unique, but equally we also, people have to understand our heritage as well.
Was that due to fans not being able to attend under sort of Welsh regulations and English regulations sort of getting muddled up there? Was that what the issue was during COVID?
Yeah, correct. It was around the fans, and obviously at the time it was behind closed doors the season. We were then allowed fans in at a trial period like most clubs were. There was some people over the border that objected to that, so there were some things that we had to work out. But equally, we had some events as well in this car park. You know, as you've seen already, it's a vast space here, and we try and sort of sweat the asset, if you like. And we had a drive-in cinema, which again caused some problems. I think I'm sure at the time, it was to do with the toilets being in Wales, but the event was in England. So yeah, there were some complications around certain issues that certainly makes this venue very unique.
And can you tell me a bit about the history of the club? Because obviously, from my understanding, it's a Phoenix club. What is the history of this club, and sort of what makes it so unique?
Yeah, so the club moved into, or Chester City moved into the Diva Stadium in 1992, and really from that point, I'm sure someone will correct me, but the club were passed from pillar to post, really, of shady businessmen and owners, and ultimately the club ceased to exist in March 2010. A really sad moment for the history of football. Goes back to 1885 in this city. The fans, you know, weren't to stand for that, and they were going to act quickly, and City Fans United had already been born at that stage. Meetings then continued, and by the start of the 2010-11 season, Chester reformed as a fan-owned club. 3 promotions in 3 seasons followed, which was great, fantastic. We went from the Evo Stick North all the way up to the Conference, which was brilliant. We've had a relegation since, but we're in a very sound position. I think in a time when a lot's made of football, its business, its owners, we are very comfortable with who we are. We're a fan-owned club. Everything we generate goes back in. We have to be creative in the way that we make money for this football club. There's things that we rely on, but equally, one of the things we talk about is it's about that collective responsibility. It's about all of us, and everyone, whether it's staff, volunteers, supporters, players, everyone has a duty to make this club as successful as it possibly can be.
And you're currently in the National League North. Can you tell me a bit about how the club got on last season, and also what the sort of ambitions are going into next season?
Yeah, so as a club, I would say, in terms of our fan base, we get fantastic 2,000 plus crowds, which in the 6th tier is fantastic. The ambition from everyone is about promotion and how we achieve that. That is what we eat, sleep. All our thoughts are around getting promoted. Equally, we have to do that in a way that's still sustainable for this football club. The back end of last season, we finished 10th, which probably wasn't where we wanted to end up. We didn't finish inside the playoffs. We finished 3rd the year before. We've done very well. So it's a big summer for us. You know, there's not a rebuild, but there's things that perhaps we just need to make some slight tweaks across the board. Again, as I talked about before, a bit of that collective responsibility. We need to be creative in how we do things, and get ourselves in a position where we can make that ultimate aim, which is to get promoted. So here's our main entrance. So we are open 5 days a week. The guys you'll see in there, everyone that's ticket office staff, all volunteers, and they all do it for the love of the reason is always the love of the club. So we've got our match day areas, things like the bar and stuff like that, and then you come through here, and this is our tunnel area on a match day. Through here, sort of the home side, so manager's office just there. And then this is the home dressing room, which is actually nice and clean, considering. No shirts up at the minute, but I'm sure all that stuff's going to creep up on us very, very quickly indeed. And then approximately 2:55 on the Saturday, players will make this walk down the tunnel. And through tunnel area and out to the pitch. There's been a lot of different people with different ideas of where the border was. There was a point where people thought it cut through the middle of the pitch. Somebody once told me, I think, that it comes through here, but the likelihood is it's more sort of in that direction. So as you would have seen when you came through, the first thing you'll see is the office. The office ultimately is in England, which makes us a English affiliated football club.
So is it not the case that if you're in one stand you're in England and if you're in another stand you're in Wales, or?
Effectively, majority of the supporters in the stands will be in Wales. I believe, again, this could be misinformation, but I believe the original plans when the stadium was built 32 years ago had the offices over that side, but that obviously would have been in Wales, so they had to sort of have a little rejig of the plans and move the office over to this side as well. Terrace that obviously you see behind me is the Harry Mack Terrace. You notice the standing and the rails on there. So this stadium was built in 1992. It was the first to be built off the back of the Taylor Report, obviously, which came off the tragic events of the Hillsborough disaster. So it's probably your first sort of modern stadium, if you like. Obviously, you've seen the evolution of football stadia in the past 10-15 years or so, and it's fascinating. But really, this was one of the first stadiums that really embraced that safe standing element, and we still see it to this day. And it's a fantastic site, that terrace, particularly, you know, on a match day behind the goal, and you know the team are chasing a goal the second half, and there's a good mix of age groups on there, and it can really get rocking on there, which is fantastic to see.
I mean, I've been in that stand once before. I believe it was a couple of years ago when you played Fylde, and yeah, the atmosphere in there is brilliant, as you say. But yeah, it's a really interesting club. Who knew it had so many interesting facts about it? And as you say, it's absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. The stadium's got a lot of quirks, and equally the club's got a lot of quirks about it as well. It's obviously non-league football is something that, you know, a lot of us are passionate about, and equally the Premier League's great and people love it and the quality of football is fantastic, but this level, it's real. It's the word proper, people use that a lot. It's proper football. You know, people will be able to associate with the manager, with the players, and equally as a fan-owned football club, they're putting their money in. It could be they're buying a season ticket for £250, or they're buying a pie for £3-4. They know where their money's going. It's coming back into the football club, and how can we use that to make this club as successful as possible for everyone?
I mean, I usually ask people in these sort of videos that, you know, why should people come down and watch their local football team, whether it be Chester or anywhere else that they're local to. But I think you've sort of hit the nail on the head there. That's what makes non-league football so great. Yeah,
absolutely. That's non-league football. You know, that's why we all love it. You've got to sort of have a passion for it, a desire for it. But equally, if you've got a free Saturday afternoon, you know, it's affordable football. We like to think we offer a decent day out. There's plenty going on here, and as I say, that money, the people that come through the gate are valued, and equally their money makes a massive difference.
So guys, there you have it, a really interesting video learning a bit more about Chester Football Club and what makes them so special. A huge thanks as well goes to Albert for agreeing to be involved in the video and helping setting it all up and everything, getting me all this access inside the ground today. Huge thanks to him and everybody else at Chester Football Club for making this video happen. But yeah, really fascinating to learn about the club's history and all the facts about the club being on the border between England and Wales. Really interesting stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something too. But if you did enjoy it, please do not forget to leave a like and of course subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss an upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.